Someone wrote in, this wasn't the whole thing, of course, but my wife is always too tired for intimacy. And gentlemen, I have to tell you, first of all, that I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. And secondly, that comes in a close second to, honey, I have a headache. And there's a reason why. And it's a very simple reason, and it's not because women don't want to have sex. And it's not because women want to have sex, but you're not pleasing them. And if you go to a therapist, you'll get all kinds of bizarre answers, but I'm going to give you the real skinny. I'm going to give you what's really going on. Because embedded in this, what's really going on, are the solutions. So let's go back to when she was very sexually active with you, because you use the word intimacy, but we know you're talking about sex. And that's where the problem is. So there are a couple of components to the act of sex that I want to focus in on. One component is the biological component. Let's get that out of the way. The biological component exists in all creatures. And let's take it from mammals up. And it basically operates the same way. It is a drive that is tied to the drive to survive, because it ensures that the community of the particular species carries on, and it is the drive to procreate. Biological. There ain't no feeling involved. So I was once watching this thing. I don't remember whether it was YouTube or not, but bears are very interesting. They meet once a year, male and female. They romp and play for a day, 2 days, 3 days, couple, and then separate. And if the male shows up, the pregnant female wants to kill him. Sound familiar? Cats are fascinating. They scream at each other, then the female drags the male off, couple up. In other words, there's all these incredibly bizarre rituals, but they're not really rituals, they're biologically induced. So there's nothing behind it other than procreation. It is also driving you. It is also driving your wife. Before you got married, your wife was much more user-friendly, shall we say, because she needed a mate. It was biologically driven. I don't care what she said, it was biologically driven. Mostly. Partially. Depends on the person. You wanted sex. Biologically driven. You know that. I don't have to get into that. Now, here's the thing. That's one component. But we are souls who live in a body. We live in a body that belongs to us. You know that because you get to control it. Just because you want to have sex doesn't mean you get to have sex, and doesn't mean you just take it. You're in charge of the body. Who is I who am in charge of the body? It is you, a soul. So we need to understand more about the soul. The soul is, you might say, a chip off the old block. It's a fragment of God. And by definition, that means it is 100% love. love. And it's that same love that you have felt from time to time. If you weren't drunk at your wedding and you were giving your vows to each other, you felt that love. Most men feel that love and start covering it up, calling it different things, escaping it, because we're not familiar with it. As men, we're not automatically connected to our heart because biologically, we're not going to carry a child, so nature doesn't have the necessity to give us that connection. And so it scares us. But it's the key to your happiness. That love is the very key to your happiness, because the proper use of sex is not to be used by sex for procreation, but to use sex as one more bridge of connection between you and your wife. You're supposed to be utilizing sex not to have an orgasm, but in order to bypass the physical stuff and connect at the level of the heart. Look, this is very deep stuff. Marriage is very deep stuff. We don't learn it because we're mostly shallow stuff in the world. The world is all about materialism. Materialism includes sexuality. What you called intimacy is not intimacy. Intimacy is that connection, not at the level of emotions, like the therapist will tell you, but much deeper than that, at the level of the soul. Your emotions are just part of the physical being, in fact. It's a part of the mind. You know, I wrote a couple of books, and the longest chapter in the books is about the mind, because it's very important for you to understand how it works. Because when it works properly, based on your controlling it, it's an amazing tool. However, when you're not controlling your mind is controlling you. And what's controlling your mind is usually the body. So you're a victim. Everyone talks about, I have free will. No, you don't. No, you actually don't. You are a slave to your habits. You are a slave to your instinctive reactions. Now, when you override all of that and you put yourself in charge, then you can use your body, then you could use your mind to connect with your wife at a very high level, and that level of intimacy is off the charts, and she can relate to it much better than you and will relate to it, and it'll be like a honey drawing bees. That's right. So do you have the power to do this? You do. Do you have the knowledge to do this? You don't. Is it worth your time and effort to get the knowledge, or would you rather go out and find someone to give you sex? It's a choice. Now, the second choice is a stupid one. You end up down. It's a loser's choice to use hookers or porn. I don't condemn you if you've gone that route, but it's a loser's route, and you need to admit it. The right route is the one that brings you ever-expanding love and ever-increasing happiness. And that's why you got married. All right. Sign up to this channel. Learn about marriage. Learn and apply, learn and apply. But you got to get yourself into a much higher space to really gain the benefits of marriage. And it is so worth it. Trust me on that. All right. Blessings to you and your wife. Take care.